Hello again. In this video I'm going to show you how to sculpt hands and feet in particular. So this is my Autodesk Mudbox 2013. If I was to create a new scene, you can select from the presets, and human body. If I select human body, this is the model they give you. Very good for what you want. Not very highly pixelated, or should I say not enough polygons in it really, so you may need to step up the polygons. My advice is, if you're working in Maya 2013 as well, that you actually transport this to Maya, select this, transport to Maya, and increase your polygons there in Maya, and then send it back as a new scene. That way you won't lose your UV tiles there. You can paint on it. Otherwise, if you was to step up here, send it over Maya, you would lose your UVs. No, that's quite a pain if you wanted to paint it later on. But anyway, this is the model I'm working on at the moment. So from here I've sculpted this fella. He's meant to be a teenage boy, an Oriental, someone from the Far East if you want. So I've done the face. In another video I showed you how roughly to get an Oriental face, and that's his whole body. Okay, he's maybe about 15 years old. Here's his hands. His hands are basic. I've shrunk them a little bit to match the body. So here we go. Make sure I can turn off the colour. You can select a new sculpt layer. Might be a wise idea to save it as something else as well. And I save everything in the Maya project. So I save even Mudbox work in there as well. There's his hand. Looks a bit flat to me. His thumb looks a bit big as well. So using the bulge tool, and I do use the bulge tool quite a bit. Inverse, that was a bit drastic. Smooth it out, and when you get the feel of it, it's like sculpting with clay. Just like it, the speed will come. Once you get the hang of it, so I want the edges here a bit more narrow. Bulge that out again. Didn't look quite right there. Smooth this out. That's better. It's more of a thumb shape. It's a bit too big here. Smooth it out. I'm using a smooth tool, the same time I'm using inverse tool. So smooth, bulge, inverse on the bulge, just to get that shape. So I'm using everything at once. You can't see the keys I'm pressing, but that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try and talk through it. Inverse, get that crease, smooth it out. So the thumb, it's got a nice crease in it. Inverse, probably bulge out here. Smooth, smooth. So it's a much better shape. So this is shape of a thumb for a male. If it was female, I'll be totally doing a different thing. So this bulge at the moment is too strong. So let's take it down to strength to 0.1. Much too strong for my life. That's better. I've got a bit more control now. So I'm repeatedly pressing the control, inverse the thing. I don't put any stamps on it. There's no stamp on this thing. And all the time, obviously I'm doing both at the same time. Roughly. I may need to tidy it up a bit. His hands are slightly different. Inverse. Shrink it down, inverse. Just to get the nail in. increase. It's too small. Bulge out the nail. There we go. A little layer of paint on there, and that will make a world of difference. See it coming on? Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with too much of detail. I'll show you again when I've done the whole hand, then I'll move on to the feet. You can see the thumb coming on nicely there. Because I haven't got it on perfectly symmetrical, this thumb I'm going to have to do separately. Okay, so I've nearly finished this hand. I've just left the middle finger here and the inside of the palm undone, so I can show you what the rest what I need to do to finish it off. So middle knuckle on the middle finger, bulge it out, and you should see the middle knuckle being the most prominent. You should see the kind of the tendon from there. These need to be less prominent. Alright, and work from the joint. Take the joint in on where the foot, and then you can kind of instead of building up joint, build in the bits in between the joint. Don't forget the inside. 1, 2, 3. Needs a reduction here. I'm using my bulge on 0.5 at the moment, and that's a very good number to use for kind of modelling work. Alright, simple as that really. A bit sharp there on the knuckle. Reduce. B, hit the B key. Get those sides in there, bulge it out. Bulge out the nail a bit. If you was a female, what I tend to do is just grab the nail and kind of drag down like that. There you see the nail coming out. I could do it for this middle nail only. That'll be fine. Maybe just one more. Female nail, I would just increase that a lot more. Looks a bit feminine now. I want to bring that back. Smooth it out. Because men, us guys, like to bite our nails, right? Women don't tend to do that. They don't have horrible nails like men. So I'm on the wrong one here. Bulge. There you go. That's defined. And remember, it is sculpting. You're looking at these from a distance. I've taken mirroring off because what it is it's not exactly mirror copy of each other. And so you can't do it. Look how it looks even without any paint on it. Take the wireframe off. Male's hand. Looks like he does a lot of work. Let's do the inside. Let's put the wireframe back on. So parts of the hand. See these bits here, and these bits aren't flat. They've got their own kind of lumps and bumps. Anyone who does palmistry would tell you that. They can read them off, that kind of thing. Although I believe in it. So bulk up this meaty part of this hand here. Very important. It's like a blade. And obviously this part. That was an inverse. I hit the control key. Probably need a line here. Watch me do the freeze. Get that. I'm going to try and get a line in there if I can. Or 2 lines. See if I can do this. Okay, bulge, inverse. Bulge that way, went wrong. It's a bit rough down there, so smooth. Hit the smooth key. You can hit the shift. In this case, it's not really working, so I got that the wrong setting. Smooth key only works with things like bulge and not on freeze. very skinny hand, I think. So I just need to beef it up just about here. But it's kind of masculine, really. Still masculine. But you know, you're not some sort of alien. You are still human. That was a nice touch. Hit the smooth key. We could do with defining these a bit more again. Let's move this area out. There we go. There's a real hand. Okay. Now the feet, turn back on mirroring because I know they're equal. At least I hope they are. Well, you should just go for the middle toe. The big toe, I mean. It's working both sides nicely. With the arms, I had to move them around. I was making him skinnier, fatter, so that the mirror thing, which I like to keep on, wasn't working. It's not working. Usually people like to, you know, the feet are kind of like claws anyway. They kind of grip on things when you're not noticing it when you walk. So they've got a claw-like effect on them. Smooth. Yeah, that's the shift key. Here, probably you want to indent this one a little bit, or between the middle toe and one of the other toes. So I'm gonna hit the freeze. See what this tool can do on the toes. Freeze, I've got 100%. I'm trying to create the in-between space. And it doesn't have to be like a proper each toe sticking out like the digits in the hand. You know, when you go to paint the thing, you can kind of get away with the impression of a toe rather than real toes sticking out. So it's because finding a mesh, how easy it is, but then your computer slows right down. So let's try and do this. Bulge. Smooth out, don't want that. See what happened there with the polygon. That's not called for. I'm doing like the negative space in a way. Let's get rid of this so I can work on it. So negative space is something that artists work with. Not just always working on a positive, and when you're sculpturing, especially in computers, or a computer program like this, quite useful. Thinking, concentrating on negative space. Looking quite toe-like. Bit rough down here. Move it out. Negative space. Shift to smooth out, smooth it out. Alright, so indent that a bit more. Decrease in size, so really I need more polygons on this feet to really make it stand out. Just doing the best I can what I got. I don't want to slow down my computer, nor should you too much. Well, it's not going to work very well. So I might do the grab trick here. Grab it. So the tools I use for this, quite often just an awful lot of bulge and inverse bulge, Next tool probably I use a lot of is grabbing, and that's really it. I don't really use much else, to be honest. Let's move it out slightly here. Bulge this out and it will give the impression. And it's just the impression that we want. Don't have to do the, the whole thing. Could do a bit of detail here. And the toes curl around. The nail will be here. And like I said, it's just the impression. When you paint it, you can emphasize. There we go. Oh, forgot all the tendons. Increase size of the B key. Forgot that. That really add the realism in. Define his ankle a bit more, inverse. Bulge it out. Usually there's a blade kind of look to the foot. Probably could do with underneath. This bit, of course, and this bit needs to be sunk in. You never know, it might be used showing the bottom of the feet, so middle lump here. Instep. Okay, instep in. This bit would be flat because you'll be standing on it all day. Quite often I want to add in the emphasis of the tendon just here. Decrease here. Increase here. And all this sort of shaping and manipulating of your model makes it look more realistic. There we go. You can see that. Take this off. I like that bit there. Really toe-like looking. Do it just cutting out the tendon just here, or emphasising tendon quite strongly. I could do with that. It's the big toe we're dealing with. That's better. Smooth out just a little bit. That looks good. Need to do the right hand. Alright, so hands and feet for my guy here. Looks a tiny bit rough, but expand it all the way. Get it smooth all the way out. Let's take that strength right down. The 1. Is that a good thing? Control Z. Just here, right here. Just the fingers, it won't. Looking better. Compare this one to this one. Big difference. That doesn't look human. This is human and artistic. Looks kind of real. And the feet. What we do is smoothing it just here. That was too strong. So let's take it down 0.5. That's better. That looked okay. Alright. So if you liked what you've seen, please hit the subscribe, like button, share if you wish, comment, please by all means. I should try and comment back. Oh, one last thing. The wrist. There's always a little bone here by the wrist. Don't forget that. Otherwise it will not look human. Right, like, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.